Hello gems! I know how difficult it can be to draw and create your own character. And maybe you want to become a VTuber, but you don't have the resources. Why can't I just function like a normal VTuber? Whether it be the time or the skills it takes to make a cute anime waifu, you are not alone. That's why in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how and what to look for if you want to hire an artist to make your VTuber. I'm not going to point you to people specifically because I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction, but I will talk about the red and green flags on what to look for when you do want to hire an artist. This can apply to both 2D and 3D, but this video will be specifically covering hiring 2D artists. If you like this video and you want me to do a separate one for how to hire a 3D artist, make sure you drop a comment down below so that your voice is heard. Anyways, let's take a look at how you can hire an artist to make your VTuber character. First, we'll address a few different places that you can look to find people to make you a character and how that all works. But before we do that, I want to talk to you a little bit about the process of how a 2D VTuber is made so that you understand what kinds of tasks are being done in order to make this character happen. Some people will take advantage of you not understanding how the whole process works, and that's how they can get you. So there's going to be two things that are going to help you understand how the process is done for a 2D model. For the first thing, you're going to need a 2D artist that understands layer management and separating 2D assets to draw and create your character. All right, so here we're going to be looking at my 2D model. You can find this as well in some of my other videos. If you want to learn how to separate your layers like this, go ahead and check out my video on how to cut up a 2D VTuber if you're considering doing this yourself. However, so this is a good way to look at it. So if you're going to hire an artist to make you a 2D VTuber, I would ask them to see multiple characters that they have done already that are able to separate assets. Literally ask them to record a video if they don't have one already, showing you that they know how to separate assets into the right pieces. Because a lot of people, if they're trying to scam you, they're not gonna have all this extra additional information to be able to give you, so that's gonna cut the scammers out right off the bat. So make sure you ask for somebody who has, again, multiple versions. I don't even have multiple versions yet because I'm still learning. I haven't done that many projects. So again, I'd be someone that, like, maybe you want to take that risk and hire if I only have 1 or 2 examples, and maybe you don't. So if you are looking for an artist, the 2D artist that's going to be cutting up all these different pieces, then make sure you look for something like this and have them send you, once again, multiple examples. So for number 1, remember, you'll want a 2D artist that understands the layer management and separating the 2D assets to draw and create their character, as well as knows how to draw, obviously, so we'll talk about that a little bit more later. And number 2, you'll need someone who can take the 2D artist's work and rig your character. This term is called rigging. If you're unfamiliar with the term rigging is actually what allows the character to move and animate. So a 2D piece of art does not do that on its own. Rigging is a completely separate process than drawing the character. Here's an example of rigging with a 2D model and what that looks like. And again, I have a whole series on that. If that's something you want to learn yourself, you can go ahead and click the first part card up above. I will also drop those links down below. So in conclusion, essentially there are 2 core parts on the end of art and animation that needs to be done. So the first thing is the character being drawn. The second thing is rigging. And then you as the streamer would figure out all the other stuff after that, plugging it into your programs. We're not going to go into that in this video because this is about hiring artists, not how to set that all up. Now, you can hire one artist to do both of these things if it is within their skill set, of course. Or you can hire one artist to draw the character and another artist to animate and be the rigger of the character. In my case, I'm capable of both. I can both draw and I can also rig because I've taught myself how. Some artists choose to focus on one or the other and don't want anything to do with rigging or don't want anything to do with drawing because, again, they are 2 completely separate skill sets. But some people that, you know, choose to be legends like myself, we do everything. With this all being said, keep in mind now that you need both of the drawing and the rigging to be completed by the people you hire before you can use your 2D character in your content. Next, let's talk about where you can hire an artist. I'm going to bring up a few places in this video. There are many more places you can hire an artist, but these are the first places that I would look when I'm searching for an artist to make me a model. Now, I haven't searched specifically in these places yet because, as I said, I already do these things myself, but this will hopefully give you a nudge if you don't really know anything about the art world, about where you can look. The first place you can look is going to be Twitter. Twitter is full of artists everywhere. You can check the hashtags for hashtag commissions open, hashtag live 2D commissions open, hashtag VTuber commissions open. So maybe look into tags and things like that on Twitter and see if there's anybody that looks legit on there or somebody that you feel like you can trust. Another place that you can look on is ArtStation. I have no idea if anybody on ArtStation would actually be taking commissions like this, because ArtStation is a very, very high quality art site, and they're probably going to be charging a lot. And again, not to say that anybody else won't be charging a lot, but please guys, do keep in mind that this is a long process. For anybody who's unknowledgeable of the pricing, it is very likely that you could easily get charged from a starting rate of around $200, even just for a drawing, and maybe even $500 to $1,000 for rigging. This is a very intensive process, and it takes the artist a long time if they're doing their job correctly. So again, please know that things are going to be expensive, and just respect the artist's time, because a lot of people will get very angry about that. But being an artist myself, and if you ever became an artist, you would understand exactly what I'm talking about. So ArtStation's another really good place that you can look, possibly reach out and DM and message people, look for their business email. Twitch, you could go over to Twitch and you can look at other people who are live in the art section doing commissions, who are doing, hey, I'm doing a live 2D rig on stream today, and you could ask them possibly about their commissions, or look in their panels, or maybe do an exclamation point commissions command in their Twitch page to see if they are accepting commissions or doing anything of that nature. Next is Instagram. Instagram, again, is filled with artists. You could possibly find people on there. If not a rigger, you could definitely find a 2D artist there that I'm sure might be interested or understand how to do the art side of thing. Even if you want to have somebody design a character first, then have somebody else split the layers into pieces, and then hire a rigger, that's another route you could essentially take, but I thought splitting it into 2 steps is probably the best. Now, next, let's talk about the signs of a good hire. So when you're visiting all these places, here are some of the things that you're going to want to look for when you're hiring an artist. One is going to be a well-developed portfolio for the skill that they are advertising. So if they are doing the art side of things, make sure that they can draw and they have multiple variations of character designs they have done. If they have 1 or 2, it's probably not enough to be able to gauge that they're actually going to be capable of making your vision come true. So for those who don't know what a portfolio is, it's essentially a collection of work. Lots of artists have this, whether you're a musician or writer. You could have a bunch of writing pieces, you can have a bunch of songs or albums. And for a portfolio for an artist, it's a bunch of visual pieces and collection that basically says, hey, this is the work I can do. This is what people use usually to get a job at a studio or anywhere else. Now, if you're an artist looking to be hired, make sure you do have a well-developed portfolio, or you're not going to be trustworthy. So I'm going to show you an example of what a portfolio looks like. I'll show you some of my pieces. And again, I don't necessarily have a portfolio that's super geared towards live 2D stuff right now, but you'll see what I mean about having it put together in a nice manner. So here's an example of a good portfolio. They usually would have a website. They might have a card.io or like some other type of page, but here's my illustration work. Here's a bunch of my different illustration work that I've done. This would be something that it's okay if it's made with Wix. We're not web developers. If it's made with something other, as long as they're displaying the thing that you're trying to hire them for. And for example, I have different sections like character design. So you might want to look for some sort of character design section if you're hiring someone to make you a character for live 2D, to see that they are capable of building out characters and different things that they have done. And if you want graphics done, you can also see if they have any type of like graphic design work. So this is an example of what a good portfolio would look like. And if you're trying to hire a 3D artist, you can look at their 3D work as well, and hopefully they'll talk a little bit about their process and what they do. Now, the next thing you want to look for is, are they active on social media? There are times where I found artists displaying their work on a certain website, and you literally cannot find them anywhere else on the planet. That is super duper sus. I would say probably don't trust it if you can't find them on multiple social medias. A good artist will advertise themselves across lots of different platforms so that they can get the most of their work seen. So if you don't notice that they have more than one social media, probably not a good idea to hire them. Next, good reviews. If you're going to a website where reviews are allowed, then, or if you see anybody tagging them, if it was something like Twitter saying, hey, I worked with this artist, they were great, or seeing how they comment, how other people react to their work, that's another good sign of a good hire. Number 4, a well-developed and branded out about me page. You want to know about that person, because the more we know about someone, the more you're going to trust them. Some people will literally have one sentence and be like, hi, my name is Karen. I do 3D art work, and I hope I can help you with your work. Please like and subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Bro, I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to hire any Karens out here. The next thing on the list is making sure they're good at communicating. Before you hire anyone, guys, please reach out to them and ask them a ton of questions about their process and how they work first. And again, we could get into, honestly, a whole second part to this video if people like it and it goes well. I am down, because this can go so deep and in so many directions. But please make sure they're good at communicating. They're getting back to you timely, quickly, and they're also giving you the information that you ask for and not beating around the bush. push. Finally, we're gonna move on to signs of a bad hire. What are things you don't want to see? Well, as we saw from our Karen example earlier, bad grammar is a big no-no. I'm not gonna say people won't misspell words every once in a while. In fact, I'm pretty sure I spelled jealous wrong on my last YouTube short. Not good enough or that you can't do it. Don't let the people that are jealous awkward. Anyway, bad grammar, it happens, but if a lot of their work is bad grammar, or if they're an artist, they're gonna check over meticulously to make sure that it's good when they're getting hired, because this is a sign of professionalism. And if somebody has bad grammar, that's not great. If somebody is out of the country or someone is from somewhere else, it is understandable that they might not have the best grammar if English is not their first language. So do be mindful of that, but at the same time, as long as they're doing their best to communicate with you, then that's all that should really matter. If you can't find their work anywhere, don't hire them, because if they only have 1 or 2 examples, or there's nothing to back up and show evidence that they can actually do what you ask them to do, that is not going to be someone you want to hire. Next, skewed imagery and images. Guys, you think this is a joke, but I've literally seen artists post skewed and squash images of their work. How? Why? No, don't hire them. Again, a general lack of a portfolio or completed work is a big red flag. If you can't find their work anywhere, or if there's not a lot, please don't hire them. With all of these things being said, this still does not guarantee that the person will do what you ask. There are always risks involved in doing anything in life, and that does not exclude hiring a freelancer. Hiring an artist is about them having trust in you and you having trust in them. A good artist will do their best to gain your trust and maintain a relationship with you so that it lasts a lifetime. It will be something that you both want to continue so that you can work with each other in the future. If you're looking for artists to make your model, you could also join our Discord known as the Eternal Gems. We actually have a help wanted section where you can draft up an idea of what you're looking for, and it is possible that someone can help you there. Did you find this video valuable? Consider hitting the like buttons to help more people learn about the green and red flags when hiring an artist. If you're interested in working on your own live 2D model, consider checking out my video that introduces you to how all of that works. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!